Before we begin tonight's investigation, I would like to put out a quick disclaimer. I will be showing photos and videos that some viewers may find disturbing, as well as discussing sensitive topics such as sexual assault and murder. Viewer discretion is advised. With that being said, let's begin the investigation on Joana Lopez. What if I told you that late at night, while most of the city slept, Chicago's Channel 5 aired something strange? No headlines, no news anchors, just a black screen, a black and white image, and a name in white text. With no other context, the ominous photos stayed on the screen for a few minutes and then disappeared. For years, tales of the mystery spread through Chicago like wildfire. Rumors of who she was and why she went missing were spread all throughout Chicago during the late 80s. But who was she? Or what was she? Was it a missing person, a mistake, or something even more sinister? Tonight, we dig into one of the eeriest unsolved media mysteries to ever hit the airwaves. Welcome to Echoes of the Unknown. It was a quiet Saturday evening in the streets of Chicago on January 14th, 1989. A boy by the name of Matthew was having trouble sleeping, so he went down to the living room and turned on the television, hoping to have something to drown out his thoughts and ease him off to sleep. The local news channel, WMAQ Channel 5, was airing several segments, including PSAs, anti-drug broadcasts, and meditation sessions. Around 1 a.m., when the station normally went to sign off for the night, everything was business as usual. The announcer thanked the viewer for tuning in for the night, and they began to play the national anthem. What followed would be the precipice of a mystery that would puzzle viewers for decades.
This concludes another day of outstanding television programming on WMAQ-TV, Channel 5, NBC in Chicago. WMAQ-TV constantly strives to maintain high programming standards in the public interest. Portions of some of our programs today have been mechanically reproduced. The programs telecast for this station may not be used for any purpose except exhibition at the time of their telecast on receivers of the type ordinarily used for home reception in places where no admission, cover, or mechanical operation charges are made. This is WMAQ-TV, Channel 5, NBC Television in Chicago. We now leave the air and wish you a pleasant good morning.
As the broadcast ended, the image stayed on the screen, with no music, no announcer to explain what happened, just Matthew in a dark living room and the ominous image staring right back at him. This event had several late-night viewers all across the Chicago area asking the same question: Who is Joana Lopez? At first glance, you'd think it was a mistaken image put at the broadcast sign-off for some unknown reason, and while it was creepy, it seemed as a simple glitch or a mistake by someone at the studio. That was until 2 years later, January 14th, 1991, as WMAQ was signing off once again for the night and the national anthem was playing, Joana's photo appeared once again for a few minutes before cutting to color bars. Only this time, Joana's photo was slightly higher resolution. On the surface, the video seems pretty innocuous. Unnerving and disturbing, sure, but just seems like a combination of a common missing person poster from the 80s and a mistake from the news network, until you realize that there are no missing person reports for Joana Lopez in the Chicago area in the 80s. So if no one named Joana Lopez went missing, then who is in this photo on the screen? That's the answer internet sleuths have been trying to solve for years. Throughout the years, many internet investigators on websites such as Reddit have been coming together, slowly piecing together information to try to make some sort of sense of this mystery. The first clue would be the phone number on the image. Dialing the number today leaves you with a few rings and then a message saying the number is busy. But years ago, during the 80s, the number was once affiliated with the Chicago Police Department, specifically the youth division of the CPD. This discovery led to some theories as to who Joana was and why her poster was there, but we'll get into the theories in a minute. Next is to talk about the name. Who was Joana Lopez? Scouring through countless files of missing person reports from Chicago in the late 80s, you'll see something interesting. While you'll find reports on several individuals, the one person you won't find is Joana Lopez. Not in the 70s, 80s, or the 90s, which begs the question, if she was never reported missing, why was there a whole missing person poster made for her? And that's where the theories come into play. The first theory is that she might have been a runaway teenager that was reported missing but was found shortly thereafter, making her report never officially filed on record. The other aspect of the theory is that her family may have sent an image to WMAQ saying that she was missing in hopes of someone seeing her photo and identifying her. The runaway theory also makes sense when you remember that the number associated with the photo at the time was the youth division of the CPD. I personally don't tend to lean with this theory, mainly for a couple of reasons. One, if her family did this, they probably would have given other information. Things such as her height, her weight, where she was last seen, and what she was last seen wearing. Also, if it was given to the TV station, why is the only 2 times they displayed the image were 2 years apart on the same day, right as they were ending the broadcast when the TV station had other segments dedicated to showing missing person cases? The second theory is as simple as a common typo, in that it was simply a case of a wrong name. There was a girl by the name of Rachel Lopez who went to Chicago Community High School in the 1980s. Rachel had similar features to Joana in the sense that they both wore glasses, they had similar hair, and had the same skin complexion. The only problem with that theory is that Rachel never ran away from home and was never reported missing. So if it really is her, why was a missing person poster made for someone that was never reported missing? This leads us to our third theory, and that is of Chicago's 1994 Jane Doe. On May 24th, 1994, a mostly naked body was discovered in an alley behind 4837 South Champlain Avenue in Chicago. The woman had been raped and strangled. Gregory Klepper, a suspect serial killer, was charged in her case. Klepper claimed that the victim was a sex worker and that he met her in the village of Woodlawn. He's believed to have been active between October 22, 1991 and April 23, 1996. This woman is the only victim to remain unidentified. Despite the suspect's claim, police have stated that the victim may not have been a sex worker, citing that she may have been offered a ride or abducted. The multiple police sketches give us a good idea of what the Jane Doe looked like, and when comparing the two, they do have striking similarities. Our last theory is that this was a simple TV hijacking, that someone with a specific skill set wanted to try his abilities at actually interrupting a news broadcast. So what's the best time to try and do something like this with the small risk of getting caught? When the station was signing off for the night and no one would be watching. And this wouldn't be the first time something like this had happened either. On November 22nd, 1987, while WGN-TV Chicago was airing an episode of Doctor Who, the broadcast got interrupted and cut to a man with a Max Headroom mask on saying random things while a moving background shifted side to side behind him. After a minute of this, the broadcast cut back to Doctor Who, and to this day, no one knows who was responsible for the hijacking. For years, people have been connecting the dots between this event and another event that happened in Mexico in 2001. At around midnight, a TV station by the name of Canal 5 was doing a segment called Servicio a la Comunidad. It was a segment where they would display missing person cases with information on the missing person in hopes a viewer would recognize them and alert the authorities. One evening, they displayed a missing person case that was just as eerie as Joana's.
XHGC Canal 5, al servicio de la comunidad. Pedimos ayuda para localizar a Selene Delgado López, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón.
When translated to English, the information given is that she was 18 when she went missing and that she was last seen in Mexico City, and that's it. Many viewers have stated that the photo doesn't look right and that it looks almost computer-generated or a compilation of other people. Another image that was made around the same time as the Celine Delgado Lopez image was circulating was a police sketch of Derek Todd Lee, aka the Baton Rouge Slayer, and has been heavily associated with Celine as the sketch is very similar to Celine's face. Some have suggested that this was one of the templates used to digitally generate Celine's photo. A group of internet sleuths called Floresita Dreams made the same claim, of which they supposedly proved this by using a 3D modeling program, demonstrating that Celine's face was made from an amalgamation of other images of both real people and other composite sketches. According to them, Celine's face is too similar to these images to be real, and that her photo was constructed using features from various spaces. If that's true, then it means the broadcasters, Servicio a la Comunidad, intentionally chose to include this fake person in their segment. This picture certainly left a lasting impression on everyone who saw it, so it's possible it was included as sort of a warning to all their young viewers: stay vigilant and stay safe. Fast forward to the 2010s, Canal 5's Twitter page would often upload strange and bizarre clips referencing Celine, fueling the belief that she is a hoax created by Canal 5 themselves to scare their viewers. So that takes me to my last and final point. If Celine was a fake person made to rouse up discussion on the dangers of abduction among young people, why couldn't Joana have been a fake person as well? Chicago during 1989 was a very dangerous place, with crime and gang activity on the rise. In 1989 alone, the Chicago Youth Division had reported that there had been 23,632 missing person cases made to the CPD. So the idea that an unsettling image was made as a warning to young people to be wary and vigilant and to be aware of their surroundings isn't too far of a stretch. So was Celine an actual missing person? A case of mistaken identity? A hijacking or a hoax? It seems right now that only time will tell. Until we have more concrete evidence to back up the claims made, this will continue to puzzle viewers for years to come. Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me on this journey today. Whether you're watching here on YouTube or tuning in through Spotify, I truly appreciate you taking the time to be a part of our adventure. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and leave a comment and subscribe so you never miss out our next deep dive into the mysteries that plague our pale blue dot. And for all you audio lovers, don't forget to follow me on Spotify and leave a review or a comment. Your support on both platforms means everything to me. It fuels the creativity and passion behind every project. And until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Catch you next week.